Hello and welcome to Channel Sports on Sunday. Uh, where do we start from? You just count 358 days because that is when the World Cup is starting in Qatar. And for those of us who are preparing for AFCON, it is 42 days to go. But then we talk about countdowns because some 48 hours ago, we've just been told that the MPFL starts on December the 17th. So we are talking about 19 days to go. So those are your countdowns. Mark them in your calendar. And I tell you, that is 358 days to go to the World Cup. That tells you 21st of November to 18th of December 2022. That is 7 days, like what is it, 7 days to Christmas, 2022. And AFCON, we shall come to that. And we shall also look at the World Cup qualifiers because a lot is happening. But there are some good news. Aruna Quadri becomes the first African to qualify for the quarterfinals of the World Table Tennis Championship. I tell you, getting to number 8 in the whole world. It tells you that talent with hard work takes you to where no other place but the zenith. We expect Aruna in a few, probably by 2022, maybe he will lift that. He has gotten to the quarterfinals. Semi-finals, he was almost there. If you had gotten there, we're talking about the finals and lifting it. 3 more matches, he would have been there. The Tigers are also trying to qualify for the World Cup. And I tell you, their group is Group A. And it is win, loss, win, loss. There are 4 teams in that group: Nigeria, Cape Verde, Uganda, and Mali. All 4 teams have won a match each and also lost a game each. We take on Uganda today and Cape Verde takes on Mali. So it is a must win for the Tigers for us to progress and get a better placing as we try to progress and qualify for the World Cup. So Enyimba was supposed to play today, but that match has been postponed by CAF. But then in their own stadium, Enyimba International Stadium, Rivers United will be taking on Al Masry and the CAF Confederations Cup. Today is loaded. We're going to look at a lot of things. Some coaches are acclimatizing very well in England, in Spain, and some also are coming in. But like we say, there is no dull moment when we come here. We made that plea for the Amputee Special Eagles. And as we speak now, they are in Tanzania, courtesy of the Ministry of Sports. Of course, most times we call them out here, but when they do that which is right, we say thank you, we say kudos. They are there. Probably we'll get the visuals of how they left Nigeria and maybe have 1 or 2 interviews also with them. But we are going to start from somewhere before we go to Akure and talk of this, because this is the talk in town, in sport in Nigeria. It is, how do we know? We brought back Igalo, and we thought that was it. Suddenly, probably those who were supposed to be the support strikers will now be the main man for Nigeria, at least for the AFCON. But let me talk to the Catalan before we go to Akure to meet Dr. Atunde Akimbinu. T, how are you?
Okay, good afternoon. It's good to be on the show again. Talking about Odio Igalo, Victor Osimhen, and the injury he sustained. We saw the statement from Napoli stating the severity of that injury, that he was in the danger of losing his eyesight. It makes me begin to wonder why people begin to question what doctors have said is something that will keep him out for a while. At the end of the day, in as much as, yes, we want him to represent the country, we want him to come out and wear the green and white colors of Nigeria, represented at the AFCON, but we wouldn't want him to put his life at risk. We understand that, yes, he's an important and integral part of the squad. But then again, Ken, I'm of the opinion that this man needs to sit out this one because his health is actually a priority. Let him sit it out. We've seen several players come back and saying, okay, fine, they can go on, they can execute games when they have not been cleared to go on and execute these matches. Yeah. And then, we get to hear other stories. So I only hope that he's able to get the rest that he so much deserves and is able to completely heal from this one before we rush the young man back. You talked about some coaches acclimatizing. For those,
you are saying that with a smile.
Well, I have to because for the first time this season, Barcelona have gone on to win an away game. Finally, and coincidentally, is under the man that captained them to their last Champions League victory. That's Coach Xavi Hernandez. Goes from Memphis Depay, Felipe Coutinho, and Frankie de Jong secured the 3-1 win over Villarreal yesterday. But the one goal that was scored for Villarreal, which
as a Nigerian, Nigerian flavor,
was scored by Samuel Chukwueze. And it goes on to show that Chukwueze's favorite opponents in the La Liga so far have been FC Barcelona, because yesterday he scored the third goal against them. Both managers are still trying to find their feet, talking about Xavi and the former Arsenal coach, what's his name again? Mr. Good evening, both of them trying to find their feet. And, well, they both needed the win, but Barcelona finally getting that one, and they're winning for the first time this season, being 7th on the table in the La Liga. Looking at Barca, looking at the position where they're currently sitting, and it's not a familiar spot for a team of that caliber. But then that's the point. That's how far they've fallen so far this season, hoping that their better days will come on, and then we'll see how they can go as far as Xavi is still the manager of the club.
All right. Let's see if we are ready. We can go straight to our career and get an update in this injury suffered by our own Victor Osimhen. Our hope to knock in the goals that we still believe that we are good enough to win the AFCON. We have a kind of, how do I say, strikers.
Yes.
Onwuachu is there. Yes. We've not used. Awoni have been scoring as if in the Bundesliga.
So probably
it's a question of just get a synergy between those strikers. Get that understanding with the midfield, and then see how...
And get them banging the goals in.
Yeah, yes.
But I totally understand. You have your supposed best player or best striker out of a tournament. Any country, any nation will feel that. Like you said, once we can get these guys firing on all cylinders, we have the talent out there. These boys can actually come out, and we know what they are capable of doing. Okay,
let's join Dr. Kimbino right there and see how, I don't know, I want to say positive news. Hello, Dr. T. How are you?
Hey, hello, Ken. How are you doing?
Well, we're fine. We're fine. I don't know, because sometimes I want to be the harbinger of good news. But then, even in tragedies, people look at say, okay, there are some bright sides to it. The prognosis of after the accident by Osimhen, that knock didn't look good. I probably would try to read what they said. I don't know those medical terms. Maybe you explain it to us. If it is possible, probably we can have it. But then before we do that, just give us an update. What is your understanding of what actually happened to Victor Osimhen?
All right, that's fair. First, this is only my impression from a distance. Of course, he had the traumatic clash of heads, the game between Napoli and Inter Milan, and of course the pictures from that scene is all over the internet as it is, and the nature of what happened in that regard is that there's probably some crushing injury to the skull. Now the skull is comprised of very many bones as it is, and from my impression, that's his zygomatic bone, some part of his maxilla, and of course the sphenoid bone. Now, I have read, those are parts of the skull as it is. Now, I have read the doctor's note, that which the interview with the Italian newspapers are. And of course, I understand what has happened in surgery. The medics there are accelerating treatment and recovery at the best possible ways. That's why he's been offered the plate and screw option with titanium, where the bones are fixed in the best possible way to return the anatomy, as it were, of the face to the best possible form at the earliest possible time. So Victor he's definitely got the very best form of care for that kind of injury. What now matters is will he be ready to get back to playing just before the AFCON? That I may be unable to answer, but he's got the very best of care as it is, and at the earliest possible time.
Can you explain? Because sometimes when you read these things, you are a little bit frightened today. We're talking about the eye sockets and the cheekbone. Was it hit with a hammer or something? I think it's just a coming of heads together. So I don't know. They said the eye almost popping out of the socket. Today, please, can you just explain this so that our mind can be at rest? The medic, now, you are the guys that understand these things. Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Now, the sphenoid bone. You see, the skull's got the sphenoid bone. It's got 3 parts. The sphenoid is actually behind the orbit, where the eyeball is. It's like you put a circle. That's what the eye is. You put it into something. That's the sphenoid bone. It's got about 3 parts of, and a lot of holes for nerves and all of that to pass through to the brain. Now, there's also this part. Okay, this is the zygomatic bone, and this part, the maxilla. Now, when there's a clash of heads, now there's a transfer of kinetic energy, and I hope I'm not speaking too much engineering terms now.
Yeah.
No? Yes, I do. You do. They transfer kinetic energy to the face, to a stationary body. Now, when that hits the skull as it is, the skull can't, unlike the abdomen where you have a lot of skin and it can move around, the skull doesn't have the opportunity to expand, or it doesn't have, so it just crushes. So it's a crushing injury. Now, when that happens, my concern is if that happened in Nigeria, if that happened in the NPFL, if that happened in the NNL, that's my concern. But where it has happened, of cancer at the earliest possible time is got, and the very best form of therapy. You can go into surgery and have titanium plates and screws, to put it right back into shape. The truth is, when next Osimhen is on pitch, you have no idea what happened. Really.
I want to ask you that screw. I understand screw and the plates, because of course when you are doing welding and stuff, is it a metal? Are those plates, are they made of metal? The screws, are they made of what material are these? Are they removable? It's just a temporary thing that's going to be there permanent, or how?
Okay, now titanium is an atom, it's a metal, but it's an inert metal. So that's something that can actually be there if it needs to be there permanently, and of course it can be removed. It's like putting a brace, as it were. When you're building a story building, you use all manners of things to brace it when you're making the what's it called?
Yeah. The form work, and yes, of course.
Good. Now imagine the bones, the parts of the skull that have been affected by that crushing injury, to be the deck. Okay. Imagine the plates and the screws being what you are using to put it together at the earliest possible time, and to ensure that the body recovers. Because all you have to do with bones is to put it back together. The head is a very vascularized part of the body, and then once they're around each other, they will heal. The bones will fuse and all that. With plates and screws, you are ensuring that happens at the earliest possible time and in the best possible form. So that's essentially what, if it has to be taken out, usually it depends on the surgeon, depends also on the patient or the athlete patient in this regard. If they want to take it out, fine. If they decide that they don't want to take it out, they leave it there. It's an inert metal. The body is not going to react negatively to it. The point is, by next time we see Osimhen on the pitch, you will have no idea of all of what has happened really. He will just be as good as what he was before the injury.
Okay, let us look at your understanding of the time that this takes to heal. We are looking at 9th January to February the 6th. Is Osimhen out of AFCON? Because from where I say, they said 90 days. Of course, sometimes somebody say 90 days, maybe in 30 days or 60 days. What is the minimum time do you think the healing, takes place when somebody incurs such injury, such as the one that Osimhen just got?
Now, this is difficult because I would not want to be quoted. I have not seen his scans. I've not been with him in theater.
All right.
The
That's
very
fair.
best
That's
person who can say, will be the surgeons who operated him and who's seen all the data. But as it is, I will not be surprised if Osimhen is out of discharge from the hospital as it is. I will not be surprised if he's recovering at home. I will not be surprised if he's able to jog 2 weeks after the surgery. I will not be surprised. As a matter of fact, I feel that if these medical advances were high enough in Nigeria as what obtains in Italy, and there can be that collaboration between the Italian, because he's a business component for Napoli. He's their most expensive player as it is. So he's a much prized asset. Now compare this to David Beckham having an injury before the 2002 World Cup. Now because it's England and they have this very strong network. And I believe that if that network was strong enough, if there were no AFCON, for instance, we probably would not be talking about him being completely away for 3 months. You've seen a lot of people wear face guards and all of that to play games. So once they play and screen, those things can be protected. But when you come to Africa, some of those facilities are not there. When you come to Nigeria, some of that interconnection between team doctor at the specialty in the club, and of course the orthopedic surgeons where the surgery was done, and the extent of facilities available in Africa or in Nigeria, sometimes the trust, for optimal management is in there. So I think that's where the gaps are, Otherwise, if it was a European country, we'll probably be having a lot more communication between the medical department and the team physician for the Super Eagles or the medical department of the NFF, and Napoli, and we'll be talking about what collaborations can be done, what is the safest way he can come into play and all that. I probably
all right. That is where I want to ask, because one, of course, when the doctors first say, they said this guy will be out for 90 days or so, most of us were a bit skeptic and said, well, probably Napoli doesn't want him to aggravate that injury. But like you said, if there is an understanding, a working agreement between our own doctors and the national team doctors and that of Napoli, probably they can look at it. You just mentioned 2002. Go back to also 4 years later, 2006, because I just remember that now, when Rooney got injured. And he was, he was staying inside oxygen, in order to heal, faster, to be part of that World Cup. Can we do, is there anything that can be done that can, accelerate the healing process, of Victor Osimhen's injury? And also, like you said, the league is starting December the 17th, we've just been told. How are we preparatory when you talk about medicals? Briefly, before we can run out of the segment.
Now, don't put me in a tight corner, all right?
I love putting you in tight corners.
What can be done about Osimhen will mean that the national team doctor, who is my very and much senior colleague, Dr. Geran, gets in touch with Napoli, sees what can be done. That's the first way to establish, Nigeria doesn't have a medical department like a chief medical officer in the NFF as it is in SAFA, for instance. We use officers from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the sports medical department, But if we have that robust system where we can say, this is what, because the Eagles are going to camp in Nigeria. So this is what Osimhen is going to get when they camp in Nigeria. This is what is the kind of robust care is going to get and protection is going to get in Nigeria. Robust care and protection is going to get in Guru or in Cameroon. Then we can take over from what is done there. He may not play the first few games. It requires a lot more medical standards and understanding and respect between the practitioners. And because it's not even just about Osimhen as person, it's about Napoli's prized asset. It's a major attacking outlet for them. So Napoli has to trust all the medics that will be involved in this. And there's also some physiotherapy involved and all that. You see, so sometimes these conversations are not happening because it's Nigeria. And when you ask me, what standards do we have in the league? I don't know. In the last 2 seasons, I worked for an MPFA club as a team position. I don't know if I'm working for any in the coming season. I mean, and I don't know how many sports and exercise physicians are in Nigeria. I not talk of the Nigerian Premier Football League. The rules of Nigerian Premier Football League states that every club should have a sports and exercise physician or a long-standing general practitioner, as well as a chartered physiotherapist. It's your call, Those are basic standards. It's in the NPFL guidelines. It's your call to find out if it exists, you know, for all the 20 teams. I mean, I'm not even sure Nigeria has 30 sports and exhibitions. So these are the challenges. So, I mean, what do you say?
All right, nothing. I just want to say thank you, Tony. We shall call on you when the league starts, and we shall look at the state of preparedness medically of all the 20 teams, and also look at the medical department of NFF. You said they don't have a chief medical officer there. We should ask why and what can be done to that. Thank you very much, Tony.
Well, I could clarify that the technical department should be a part of all of that. Unlike, it may just be the standards that we don't have in Nigeria. It may be, oh, the secretariat, you know, the technical department has that covered and all that. But we had a chief medical officer, for example, will be the one to answer all of these questions. We don't have. We have a national team doctor for Super Eagles and all that. So, look, there are a few things. Sports medicine is not so strong in Nigeria, you know, I guess we'll get there.
All right, Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. Okay, we're back, but we want to go on a short break. When we come back, we shall take this and other stories. Stay with us.
The 27th day of the month of November 2021. On behalf of the Federal Labour Authority of Nigeria, FAM, this is your 25th announcement. Welcoming you to Montella Mohammed International Airport, Federal Highways. With good weather, we expect all our flight schedules today. For the interested VIP lounge users, this lounge is situated at the departure hall on the relaxation and comfort. Please avail yourself of this services. FAN is committed to your safety and security. We wish you a safe and pleasant flight.
Captain.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, so we're leaving now for the trip.
Yes, sir.
So what do you say to Nigerians?
Well, I would like to appreciate Nigerians for their support towards assisting us to make it to these forthcoming Nations Cups. And by the special grace of God, I'm very optimistic we are going to deliver and we are going to make Nigeria proud as we've done at the last Nation Cup.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much, sir.
Aha. This is what we're talking about. Sometimes we're a bit hard. We just have to be. Most times someone says, look, you guys are emotional on your set. But then we are Nigerians and we talk Nigerian sports, and that which affects us emotionally. So when the issue of this was the first, second, or this was almost the third time when they went to Angola, when they traveled to, I think, was this in Mexico also, when they played the World Cup, and things like that, they always soliciting for funds. But this time around, they said they have to go for a GoFundMe. But then at the end of the day, the ministry says, no, don't smear the name of Nigeria. Come down. And then they deleted that account. And then the ministry came out and, funded this trip majorly. They left Nigeria by 3:30 a.m. yesterday. They've just landed in Tanzania. They're already in Tanzania because they went through Doha. But they are in Tanzania to represent us. Their match they were supposed to play on the 26th has now been shifted against Egypt. That will be on the 29th. And I hope that, yes, last time they played in the final, this very time too, they're going to qualify for the World Cup and do Nigeria proud. Okpe Ajala has just joined us. Okpe is one of the exponents of when it comes to this. So I mean, it's apt that he said, look at that passport. I love it when I see this Nigerian green passport. I don't know, I have this goose, this feeling anytime I say it. Very welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Ken, for having me. But again, it has to be said, why always us? We're always going late. Always having our matches postponed. The case of Rivers United is there. Going to Libya for a match that for almost how many since the last time a Libyan team played continental football at home, getting stranded in Morocco on their way to Tunisia. And now our national team. So I don't think, and people always say, oh, the CICR team to the last Olympic, Rio Olympic, they got there and one Japanese millionaire. It's not a compliment. and it's something we should delete. The same way you said the ministry deleted the GoFundMe account, I think we can always do better.
We can always do better. So they are there now. They are representing Nigeria. Like you said, sometimes this is even better late than never. Of course, they're going to be disoriented. They won't, but then because they are committed, we saw the way they trained and other things. Let's see and hope that, like you said, Nigeria, we are not a beggar nation.
We are not that disorganized. Rivers Angels are the same issue because a nation that produced the like of Nnamdi Azikiwe, a great planner like Obafemi Awolowo, the great Ahmadu Bello, we cannot be like this, and we should not continue like we are their descendants. So we should do better than these great men.
We should be an upgrade.
Yes,
of where they were.
Of where they were.
All right. We moved down before this. Also, we talked about Aruna Quadri. But you take this or your Theo?
Yeah. I think, Aruna is a blessed man. And I'm saying this because Aruna is an hybrid of Keshi and Kanu, football-wise. Keshi opened the floodgate. One thing Aruna has done for Nigerian table tennis players, he has opened that floodgate as many as possible. He has linked them offshore. And why I say Aruna is like Kanu, Kanu is the most beloved footballer we have ever produced. Product of talent, circumstances. Shortly after those goals against Brazil, the heart issue, and so it's a combination of talent and circumstance. So Aruna also is the most loved table tennis player we have ever had. Yeah. He had that issue at the Olympics where his coach, Nasiru Bello, was dropped.
Yeah.
So he was bitter, and he complained from day one, why should the coach be dropped? And for this assignment, the coach had visa issue, but he went there with Sharafa, the former Congolese, Nigerian-born coach of the Congolese national team.
Can you take that? Are you seeing?
I was shaking from the beginning to the end, and I couldn't understand why. I knew I could win or I could lose. I was not really comfortable with the way I played, but I'm really happy I won. This was after he won
the last 16 to enter into the last 8.
It means a lot for Africa and Nigeria that I am the first African to make it to the round of 16. I'm proud of myself.
This one, he made it to the round of 16
he also
before he made the round of 8. Okay, let's hear from him. I think we have his voice here. Let's see him. Let's hear from Aruna Quadri.
It means a lot to me, especially the whole of Africa, Nigeria, my fans all over the world, my club, sponsors, and my family. The spectators were like, come on, Aruna, come on. And I was like, okay, I have to put shot now. I decided to be taking risk. I had no chance playing long. So I just changed the tactics. I was just playing short, and it works for me. I want to give everything, give my heart and soul, and that is what I've been doing. So I'm very happy. It's one of the objectives. But if someone asked from the beginning, I would say I want to do very well, but I wouldn't say I would get to quarterfinal, So I'm very happy and excited.
Number 19 in the world.
But it will improve.
Exactly.
With this performance.
Now he's in the last 33 years old. I mean, you have to
I hope we can open the lines now. I want you guys. Aruna Quadri had just qualified. Of course, he lost his last game trying to get into the semi-finals, but he got to the quarter-finals of the 2021 World Table Tennis Championship. The best table tennis players all over the world gathered, and Aruna Quadri of Nigeria got to the quarter-finals. This is what's celebrating, and I hope when the lines are now open, you guys can join us and see how we can get table tennis boards all over the local government so that we can produce more Aruna Quadris. We can take him around to inspire the kids and knock this ping pong together and put Nigeria in the world map.
I'm still talking about the great man. I think he has now done the double Olympic and World Championship quarterfinal. Yes. Then you talk about spreading the game around. He has started this. He has always been doing it in an informal way, but now I think he has formalized over there at a co-club. So he's doing well. He's doing well, and we can see.
He is doing well. He lost that game 4-2. That is the last one he played. 13-11, 11-8 to 11, 11-4 12-14 and 11-7, and he lost to Truls Morgard for a place. That is fighting for a place in the semi-finals. He got to the last 8, and that you said kudos to him. Let us take football before we go to basketball. let us see. Let us see if we can. Okay, we have a caller, right? John. Hello, John. How are you?
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, well, I'm very happy for Aruna Quadri. It's a very good thing for Africa and Nigeria as a country. Yeah. But please, yes, I want to just make it snappy. I'm more concerned about the condition of our main man, Osimhen.
Osimhen, yeah.
You know, I think we should all be praying for this guy. We should be praying for him seriously. But I know they have a very good, medical, setup there in Italy. But all the same, we still need to pray for this guy, please. I just pray he recovers fast and is in good shape. And by no means should we be pushing pressure. Please, let this guy and the medical team there certify him okay.
Exactly.
So we should not be, to rush him, want to bring him back to come and play. Let this guy be certified okay before, when they say, we are good to go with him, please, let them bring him back. And one more thing I want to emphasize again, I know that this big talk about the footballers, that they should be using a kind of maybe head cover and all that, because they say heading also do have a long-time effect.
Like Peter Cech.
Goes on. So, please, if there's anything your medium also can do on that, I know FIFA, and yes, if the people, keep pressing there, let them come up with something. Because what they say is right. Anything that can, safeguard the head of footballers, and again, if they can even cut the kind of, space for him to cover the eye also, so that this guy will be protected. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. I think the American football, you see them with helmets. Because if they have the clashing of heads when they are going for you need to protect them. Amateur boxing, that is why they also covered,
But for American football, it's more of the norm than exception. But in football, it's more of the exception than the norm.
But even if it is only one goal.
It's not not something that happens, the frequency of this happening, because the ball is played on the ground, so the area dwell is not
even the nodding of the ball. We did. You remember? Yes. You remember we went through it. Yes. And I think we even discussed Dr. Kim about the effect of how
constantly
much
hitting the ball with your head. Again, I wouldn't want to go too far. I at least. Playing football on the street with my friends, I picked up an injury like that, and it wasn't.
Your own is not injury. It's wound.
I think what keeps you out? What keeps you out from your regular weekend football with your friends is an injury,
No, he was wounded. Was not injured.
I felt the impact, and I'm still scarred. But exactly, that's what I'm driving at. Napoli are even feeling the impact. Losing games against Inter Milan and against Spartak Moscow, the news became rife in the press that, okay, they are missing their main man. But obviously, nobody will want to miss a player of that caliber. We've seen how impressive. He's been the hottest informed striker for me in Italy at the moment, But so losing him at this point, I think towards December, it's a big one for the club. But like I said earlier, I would want him to recover fully, because if we rush this man back, his eye socket and the cheekbone, I don't think it's a joke, Ken.
That is what John said. We should not rush him. Because AFCON, there are so many AFCONs that he can play. Victor is still very, very young. He's in his 20s. So we can't just because they say the World Cup. Yeah. And then they see if maybe before the qualifiers, let's see what is going to what is going to happen. Okay, let's just move on and start, and let us start from you already talked about the match, what happened in Spain. Yes. Barcelona taking on Villarreal. Yeah. So that takes them somewhere. Okay, we have another caller.
Jagger is calling from Ekiti.
Hello, Jagger, how are you? No. Have we lost the call? All right, Jagger, please call back. Jagger calling from Ekiti. Ekiti, I think that is where they have this. Is it Ondo Ekiti or the Pandanian?
Both. All of the above.
Okay. All right, that is it.
Yes.
Villarreal,
Barcelona. In this match, by the first 10 minutes, the game could have been 3-1. There were missed chances on both ends, Unai Emery and Xavi Hernandez, you could tell that, yes, both managers needed that win, for the morale of their team, and of course for their respective boards. But Barcelona ended up getting them. Villarreal have not beaten Barca in almost 4 or 5 seasons. Now we expected something similar. But then again, looking at how Barca have been coming, they have not won an away game all through the season. In fact, they are currently in a very precarious situation now, even in the Champions League, because losing against okay, we have a call.
I like go to
Moyo is calling for Abeokuta.
Moyo. Hello, Moyo. Hello, Moyo. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for Aruna Quadri, and it's been wonderful for him. My only issue is that we have been having difficulties in seeing table tennis boards around our streets like we used to see in those days.
Exactly.
And I'm sure the street table tennis is one of those things that produce the likes of Aruna Quadri.
Yes.
Can we have these things back? And we will see better players than Aruna Quadri. We shouldn't have only one Nigeria on the top ranking. We should have hundreds of Nigerians on the top ranking. I believe so. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. The street, I played it. You know, the Baco bat. Ba, ba, go.
We need clarity.
When you lose the ball, you convert the table for this table soccer.
Yeah.
So the tables were always available everywhere you go.
Wow,
every corner of the street. So
I
think
I agree
with him.
Some of these feeding bottle children who understand. That when I tell them of Babatino Bisa, when I tell them of Embo, when I tell them of Kasale Lasisi, when I tell them of, they don't understand. Wow. Eh? Okay. We just let's continue. We need the ball. We need the balls in the streets. You understand? Not that Alumako board.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're selling them. That green color.
But we also improvise, Ken. I think when the bigger boys are using the standard table,
of course, anything you can even play it here.
Play
anywhere. You know. So the Funke Oshonai case, they are all there and they are leading there. Where? I'm trying to remember somebody's name. I will remember. He said, Atanda Musa. How do you know?
No. He said we should have more than one. And obviously, then we actually have more than one.
Who do we have?
Oshinobi is calling from Ogun State.
Oshinobi, how are you?
Yeah, Oshinobi from Obere.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying you people.
Okay. Go on.
Concerning Osimhen, please, we want Osimhen. We want him in the this hour.
You are close to your telly. Kill the volume of your telly. Turn the volume down so that we won't get in this echo. Or stay away from the television.
Okay, are you hearing me now?
Phone. Yeah, go on. All right, just go on.
Please, we want everybody, all Nigerians to pay for Osimhen so that he can be in the, join the Super Eagles in the next match we are having.
Please, I know you want us to. We'll pray so that he can be healed. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, nothing God cannot do.
All right, we agree. We agree to that.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Shinori. You guys say we should start praying. Of course, it is walk and pray. The doctors have to do the job, their jobs, and then we have to handle because there is the post-surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the most important thing. Don't do this.
Just said, ever since Mudala became the first player to play in 5 consecutive AFCONs,
yeah.
I think playing in AFCON is easier than the World Cup. So he has a lot of AFCON to still play.
Okay, and now that they always say that the World Cup is coming every 2 years.
No, they are not saying we have Africa.
No, Africa is more of a colony of FIFA. Yeah, exactly. So anything FIFA pushes forward, but people like UEFA will kill it down. They will shut it down.
UEFA is.
UEFA will shut it down. UEFA will shut it down.
If it is a numbers game, if they have Africa, they have Asia.
No, when it gets to that level, it becomes, it's like the United Nations. The 5 are stronger. In fact, one of the 5 is stronger than everybody. So
we have 54 African countries right there. So I mean, they are counting on that vote. They already have the the Asia Arab votes in there. So I don't know how that, but Africa has supported it to CAF. CAF says we are supporting the World Cup every 2 years. Probably we're good. I don't know. The AFCON will come the odd years. Okay. All right. Wale, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Wale.
Yes, I want to join in the discussion.
All right.
The issue of Osimhen, I watched that match, and what I saw, though I'm not a practitioner of medical science, but I believe it's something that will not take too long before it's recovered. So I hope the medical team in Napoli should be able to work on him so that Nigeria can make use of it. But
sorry, Wale.
Table tennis.
Okay, go on.
Please,
yeah.
I recall in my secondary school time. Yeah.
What's the name of your school?
We used to have this table tennis, concrete table tennis.
All right.
My school's name is Ulugu High School, Liga.
Okay. All right.
And all of us, during the after break, they used to give us like 30 minutes or 45 minutes to do sports.
Yeah.
Some people will go for football. Some will go for table tennis. I will go there. We'll go and, play table tennis. That was how I was able to know how to play table tennis. Although I was very good in football as well.
Okay.
And I remember that in Nigeria, the likes of Yomiba and Kole, Atoda Musa, they came up during that time. And it doesn't take so much time before you produce another set of stars. But these days, it's taking too long before you produce a new set of stars. And I believe the reason is that at the grassroots level, the development is not what's supposed to be.
Okay.
So I'm encouraging you people in press. You need to do a lot of work. Let the government go to the grassroots. Our secondary schools, all these Mushu secondary schools, we are just creeping. It's not the best for us now.
All right.
Let the sport facilities be on ground. And I tell you, we'll catch these young ones from the beginning, and everything will be okay for Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you, Wale. Thank you very much. Also talking about the grassroots sports development. I think it's the 3rd edition of the Stephen Keshi Under-17 Championship. The final will be taking place today right there in Benin. So if you are in Benin, just get there. We'll see if we can get the exact location where the final is taking place. I think it is between Edo and Rivers, White Delta, and Kano will be playing for the 3rd place match. And that is the Stephen Keshi Under-17 grassroots tournament taking place right there in honor of the big boss himself. So if we're talking about grassroots, that is where it is. Of course, we're talking about the finished product in Osimhen, but go back there where they say, go to the ant, say go back to the very beginning, and that is where it is. Okay, well, Catalan, can we take some results from England? What happened in England yesterday? Okay. Musala is scoring as if there is no tomorrow.
We weren't even on the score sheet yesterday, but he assisted. He's currently the highest goal scorer. I think 11 goals in the Premier League, and he has 8 assists in the Liga. So they blew away Southampton by 4-0. We saw Diogo Jota coming in for the injured Robert Firmino, scoring 2 goals in that one. I think their captain as well, Virgil van Dijk, getting one. You know, and then Thiago Alcantara, yes, continuing his scoring form from the Champions League.
That is
yes, they defeated
Patrick Vieira versus
Steven Gerrard.
Steven Gerrard.
Yes, I saw a throwback picture of the two of them doing their playing days, and then both of them. You know, at least I'm becoming an OG. I'm becoming an old man as well. You know, and Norwich played a goalless draw against Wolverhampton Wanderers, and then the same thing happened with Brighton and then Leeds United.
I would love to see Roy Keane managed Sunderland for some time, but I'd love to see a Roy Keane side playing against a Patrick Vieira side.
So you're trying to reenact what happened with their playing days. It was really fun.
Okay, that's EPL.
There was a game with Arsenal. Arsenal as well defeated Newcastle.
Yes, and they are
Arsenal defeated Newcastle United by 2 goals.
By 2 goals nothing.
Yes, sir.
I hope Newcastle will not start their billionaire years from championship.
They now have 6 draws and 7 losses.
Okay.
So let's see how it goes.
Okay.
One third of the season.
1/3 of the season.
Yes.
Maybe they will buy in January. And see, by that, I hope the gap will
it's not just like converting those draws into victory. I think, and that is the same problem with Leeds.
All right, today is Chelsea taking on Manchester United.
Yes.
Any hope for United?
Since 2017, Chelsea have not defeated Manchester United. I think about 7 games thereabout of 2018. It's been, I think, 4 wins for United and the rest have been draws. Last season, it was goalless, home and away. Yeah, okay. So today's game, we're seeing somewhat kind of rejuvenated Manchester United side who let go of their coach.
Because they beat Villarreal.
Yes.
Not that.
Let's say, okay, sorry. Ruben is on the line. Hello, Ruben.
Sapele.
Ruben, how are you? Hello, Ruben.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Long time. I've been trying to call.
I know.
Mr. Ken, please, I want to ask you.
Don't ask me.
I want to ask a very important question. I know it's only this program I can get good answers.
Okay.
Why is it so difficult for us as a people? I know that this coaching job is all about hiring and firing. So why is our own case so different? I don't know. I want you to help me throw more light so that I understand the situation. Why is it taking the NFF so much time? And we're hearing so much news about the coach is going to be sacked today, has been sacked and all that.
Ruben, do you want the coach to be sacked?
The issue of Victor Osimhen.
Okay.
Victor Osimhen's case, it can be likened to, I think, one of our AFCON qualifiers we did, and one player, the Carlo brothers, one of them got injured, and I think it was some of the home-based players that came and they actually shown in that competition. Yeah. So we have Awoni. While we're praying for Victor Osimhen to be part of the squad, I still think that there are other players that can fill in the shoes of Victor Osimhen if we have the right manager and the right combination for these players. We should not be crying over the likes of Victor Osimhen, because I know the care that Victor Osimhen will receive in Napoli, he will never receive it with the NFF. Let us be realistic. And if I was Victor Osimhen, I would rather stay put in Napoli and receive my treatment and be fully fit for the World Cup and the other qualifiers than to come and rush my recovery and come and get injured in the next AFCON.
Okay.
So, but Ken, lastly, please, I pray that Man U should begin to see the debate again after we have allowed whether a soldier, be soldier, or whatever his name is, they have gone. Let us pray that Chelsea will be the first people to suffer defeat from us.
All right.
God bless you in Lagos.
Thank you, Ruben. We are going on a break. No wonder you always have it hitting Arsenal. We want to go on a very short break. And when we come back, Channel Sport on Sunday continues. You're welcome back. You saw that Haaland. And Okpe says, this boy now machine. Guys, machine. You can't take that away. And the clubs that missed him, well, it is their loss. And those that got him, it is their gain. But let's go, because like what it is Qatar 2022 Europe. Africa has postponed our own voting. CAF says they are going to do that probably during the AFCON in Cameroon. And if they are going to do it during AFCON in Cameroon, it means they are going to use the January FIFA ranking. As at now, Nigeria is number 5. So if that ranking changes and we drop into the bottom you know, but instead of top ranking, then we are in trouble. Always on the line. Hello, Olafe, how are you? Keep it briefly. I know Chelsea is playing today. Let's hear you.
I thank God that you are confessed. Olafe is my name.
I do.
Thank you very much. First of all, I congratulate Quadri, Aruna Quadri. And second is that those guys that they are representing us in Tanzania, I wish them the best by the grace of God.
Amen.
The Super Eagles issue, we are seeing number 5, but I don't know another ranking before they do the
January ranking will be out. You know, we drew our last match. Probably it may affect, it may change or it may not. But if it changes, it means we'll be number 5.
Yes, it's true. If it affects us, but what I'm praying to is that the FIFA should stand on that 5, please, because I don't want us to meet the Egyptian and Algeria. I want them to meet Ghana. I don't know whether Ghana too. They are still qualified.
No, Ghana in the bottom, but they're in the bottom. They're in the bottom 5, not in the top 5.
Well, I wish them the best luck. So please, I want you to talk about today's match.
We already said that they have not played the match. So why would we talk about a match they have not played? Why?
No, we will beat you. We beat Man U now. All of Man U supporters. You should be expecting 5-0 now. Yeah? You should be expecting 5-0 today.
Oh, thank you. We'll talk it after. We are not clever here. I mean, why can't we talk? We just say, how can we do it?
You are among the fans. Don't tell me lie. You are among the fans. And we beat you today. Because of you, I'm praying that we should beat you.
All right, thank you.
By the grace of God. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I know that was what it was going to do. So let's see the draws. Let's see, because either Italy or Portugal will not go to the World Cup. Only one of them is guaranteed to go. That is not even guaranteed. That is if they win,
they have to win
their respective matches.
First of all.
Because it is a one-off matches.
Yes.
One of the matches are one-off. You play the next one. So can we see, the draws, how they are? Let's see why. Because only 3, there are 12 teams there. Yes. Those are from those that came second, and then about 2 teams came from their performance during the UEFA Nations League. Yeah. And that is Europe are so organized that you know where they are going, what is going to happen, and then you will see the draws, because those look about rigging. Yeah. There is no way they would have put both Portugal and Italy, the champions and whatever, in the same part 3, because they are in part. There are 3 parts to go there. If it is possible, it
only shows you the level of competition as well in the race to qualify in Europe, because before Italy won we have the new winners of the Nations League. Yeah. Portugal won the first edition of the Nations League. Italy are the current champions of the Euros. And there's a possibility that both of them, one of them will not make it to the World Cup.
You're talking about the past 2 European champions.
Exactly, past 2 European champions.
One of them will not make it. That is a fact.
Back-to-back European champion in Portugal and then in Italy. Yeah. Shows you how competitive it is. And then teams like, you still have teams like Wales, I think Sweden as well, amongst the 12 teams there. Ukraine, Scotland, yes.
All right.
Yeah,
that is what we're talking about here.
Takes on Ukraine. Wales takes on Austria. Yeah. Then you have Sweden taking on Russia. Poland against Czech Republic. Then you have Italy taking on North Macedonia. Then Portugal taking on Turkey.
So if Portugal goes past Turkey and Italy goes past North Macedonia, there will be a clash. That is part C. So in part C, only one of them is guaranteed a place in Qatar.
Not the part. Yeah? All the parts, you only have one.
That's what I'm saying.
Only 3 teams.
We're talking about those ones. You've mentioned Scotland is there, Sweden. I mean, most of them the British are there.
So for the home nation too, you can either Scotland or Wales, not Scotland and Wales.
Okay.
The home nation. So.
Okay, exactly. So that is what came out of the draws. It is the luck of the draws.
And theirs is even more complicated than the CAF draws.
Yes.
So how do we able to get their own ahead of? Because 5-5. So what are we postponing till? So what are we postponing till January?
We can do the draws. We can do the draws here. Bring it pot one, pot two. So who plays first?
If you look at it, it's more complicated.
Of course.
The slot given to the good teams that perform well in the course of the European
because one, it is tilted in their favor. I mean, we have 54 nations struggling for just 5 spots. Okay, those are the top 5. These are the top 5.
Senegal, Morocco,
Algeria, Tunisia, and Nigeria. And then Egypt is at the other side.
Egypt, Cameroon, Mali, Ghana,
Democratic Republic. If there is even a change, Egypt and Nigeria are all, that means they can also
be
they can still meet.
Exactly.
Are you getting So just question of removing Egypt and put Nigeria, or removing Nigeria and putting Egypt, depending on performance.
Yeah.
So if that is done, they can still clash.
Yeah.
And then who says any of those teams down, even if we are going to meet them that are not difficult, it doesn't really matter who we play.
Exactly.
And if
but we are beating the Malian in basketball, so I think we should have done.
Yeah. You said it. That's okay.
I want the Malian.
I think I want the Malians too.
That is at the FIBA World Cup qualifiers, currently taking place right there. Nigeria today we play Uganda, that is at 8 p.m. And Cape Verde will take Mali. That's it. And then there's yesterday's, on Saturday's result, Nigeria beating Mali and Uganda beating Cape Verde.
Yeah.
The thing here is
everybody has beaten everybody.
Cape Verde beat Nigeria 79-71. Now Mali now beat Uganda 76-66. Nigeria now beat Mali 72-70, and Uganda beat Cape Verde 77-74. So each of them has a victory and a loss.
Yeah.
So they are all at par as part of course, we want to talk about the differences of the win. So today, it is winner takes it all, the way we always say it here. You just have to win in order to get the better rank in as a progress. So those are the fixtures today. All right. We have Shola. Shola, how are you?
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I really appreciate anytime on Sunday like this is like Sunday, my Sunday tonic is a Sunday sport on Sunday. Now, coming to issue of the day, I really appreciate whenever I see any Nigerian making waves across the globe on sports, and I really listen to them because if you check the way any of our stars come up, most of them, even about 90% of them, there are people who rugged it, people who maybe some parents even say never do well, either male or female. Those that defy, they run against the odds to break it up. And we see many of them will grow from the streets, either in football, in athletics, in basketball, in tennis now. So many of them, we know their stories. We can see the problem we have in this country that we lack structure. In the golden days of the FIFA Cup, we know many stars made it to national team, even through Rivers Cup. What do you have to be? Is in charge. The function is in Chambo. Anybody that comes around to manage I don't say me, my pocket, understand? So if we cannot structure in this, talent is not a problem. Take any sport. Talent is not a problem. Our only problem we have is management. I plead with people in the government, please. Nobody say you go out and make money, but think more of the country. And now, coming to the qualifier I just mentioned the other time, we can see the structure in Europe. Africa, we are too emotional. What wants to do, emotion comes in. Nobody, if in sports, it's only about the current performance. Nobody cares about you are past winner. That's why they're always there. I remember when Greece won European Cup 2002, 2004. Nobody expected them. From nowhere, from the Blues, they came around and they defended Portugal final. They go almost round that day on the pitch. So can that happen in Africa? Can we have Cape Verde winning the Nations Cup? Because we are also emotional. We have the winners always be there all the time. Until when we stop emotional issue, let performance be the best. We won't go far. But no reports in Jesus' name. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Shola. Thank you very much. He says the talents abound. Yeah. There used to be one of our young friends there, Moise. Moise say we get players now. now coach, now be the problem. But then we're talking about administration.
At least,
we're talking about, you know.
Now, Edinton Shodi was just elected the vice president.
Yes, congratulations.
So I think, that should also, the ripple effect, I think we should also see.
Because table tennis has been doing well. Just like wrestling. You see that they go to tournament, they host tournament, they host Africa, they almost host the world. The ITTF juniors are taking place here. So it is not, like you said, it is not try and error. It is success based on hard work. That is what we are saying. And like what Shola just said, if you want to succeed, you just have to plan. And that is just the thing. So we congratulate Chief Oshodi, the Deputy Vice President of the ITTF. I mean, that is one of the highest ranking you can get in international federations. And that is where he is now. Table tennis is doing well. There are some sports that are doing well. We shall praise them here. And those who are not, we're not calling anybody. If you're in Aba, of course, that is where Enyimba Stadium is. That is where Rivers United will play today. All right, Dari, how are you? Hello, Dari.
I'm fine, yeah. Good afternoon, wonderful sport analyst.
Good afternoon, Dari.
Yeah, you see, I have a problem with the Super Eagles.
Okay.
You would think with the number of arrays of players that we have in that Super Eagles camp, and CAR came to Nigeria and shocked us.
It's a shock.
They play very well for their clubs. Yeah. But when it comes to Nigeria, it's like the technical prowess of the coach is nothing to write home about. 5 years counting now, Kenneth Raw does not have a starting 11. He tries with every player he calls to the camp. It's unfortunate. A coach that knows his onions should have at least by now his starting 11. I just pray. One of your analysts said he prays that we meet Mali. If Kia is not faking with the kind of attitude our players and the coach is exhibiting, Mali might surprise us.
Thank you,
Having said that, can you imagine Italy going to playoffs and Portugal? It's unthinkable. It's unthinkable. So those are the country that just won the European Nations Cup.
Yes.
It's
okay, Dari. And Portugal, lost it in the last minute. To Serbia.
Their last two matches against the Irish, they were struggling.
Yeah, struggle.
The one they won at home was the last minute. And the other one was a draw.
It was a struggle for Portugal almost all through.
So I don't think they even deserve, if not for the sentiment of
you remember France of 1994?
Yes. Just needing a point from two matches.
From Bulgaria and Israel.
Matches.
2 home matches against Bulgaria, against Israel.
They could not get those points. I'll be a single point.
It was good. Then the way they have qualified, they would have been in our group. Bulgaria was in our group.
No, so it's one of those things. But the Portuguese, they are not good enough for the World Cup.
All right. So just go and Rivers United fans, I hope you are all trooping there to Enyimba International Stadium to support Enyimba against Al Masry today in the CAF Confederations Cup. They need a massive home support. If you check what happened to Liverpool, all the time they lost those matches where the fans were not there. When the fans came back, they neutralized. Catalan, we're about leaving.
We're taking on Uganda today. I hope the Tigers do the needful so that they can pick up what they need and move on to the next round.
All right. Where?
Yeah, all the way for the Tigers. Let them get the victory and get us to the next round.
All right, the Tigers, like we say, what else do you need it? It is either you win or you win. There are no two ways about it. When you toss the coin, it is either head or head. I'm Ken Ochonogo. Have a blessed Sunday.